Alright, welcome back. So, we're still stuck in the whole crafting rut. But it's necessary to get all of the endings we must craft. So, here we are. Oh, it's the girl again. I see. So you like drawing, Felly? Yeah, I'll draw for you next time, Vio. Really? That'd make me really happy. Looks like those two are hitting it off nicely. Eon, welcome. Hello, miss. Hello, Felly. Earthus, hello. You... I don't really like it. Man. Oh, you can't say mean things like that. I'm sorry, Felly. No, it's okay. And you're cooler that way. Ion, please say something to these people. How am I supposed to concentrate on work with them making a fuss like this? Work? When have you ever been working, Tatoria? Hey, watching the story is an important job too. I'm being serious here. Says the one who falls asleep while on duty, and who is it that has to wake you up when that happens? That reminds me, Tatoria was asleep a little earlier. How could you sleep with Vio in your ear like that? It's not like I was slacking off or anything, just so you know. I was thinking up a new recipe until the break of dawn. You're making more recipes? Yeah, and this one's more medicine than anything I've made before. Here, take a look. Medicine you make from boiling? It does sound a little stronger than your previous attempts. But wouldn't some of these be dangerous to actually take? I thought it would be important to actually make some medicine like that. And the more medicine I make, the more my skills should improve, right? Besides, I'm a pharmacy. It'd be cool if you had more products lined up, don't you think? I think it'd be great to start with ones that cure illness. Oh, that was kind of a burn. That wasn't very nice, Ion or Eon. Alright, what can we make here? Dangerous medicine. Useful gunpowder. And a natural bios. Alright, let's make some dangerous medicine first. Yeah, well, skipping, just for the sake of time. It might be a little late to ask this, but you don't smoke, do you, Ion? I've never even considered smoking. I knew it. Then what should we do with these? I already made them, but Eon doesn't smoke, and as a robot, you can't smoke either. Vio, do you want to try them? No, I'll pass. Even if I wanted to, these would be way too big for me. I see, damn. I should have checked if anyone smokes before making them. But these cigarettes have an interesting name, don't they? Lucky Oats? Does that mean they cause lucky things to happen when you use them? Just give it a random name. Besides, isn't smoking tobacco just totally out anyway? You made them. You shouldn't be the one saying that. It's true that smoking causes you harm, but it would be trouble for some people if they didn't have these. Oh, that's a very Eon-like answer. It's nice that you take others into consideration. By the way, do you smoke over on the other side of that terminal? No, I do not. Darn, you don't smoke either. That means these really are useless. But isn't it something nobody else sells? I think someone who smokes would be happy to get these as a gift. I see. It's unusual tobacco that people can't get at another shop, so it might gather interest from smokers? I thought the item was going to be something that, like, you smoke, but it actually ends up making you healthier or something. But I guess not. Okay, so useful gunpowder. Alright. Oh, cup noodles! These are really good to eat once in a while, aren't they? Ion, stop. That's dangerous to handle carelessly. Huh? But this is just... gunpowder? These aren't cup noodles. I reused the cup noodle container, but what's inside is totally different. Tatoria, it's nice that you're recycling things, but this is the wrong way to go about it. Shouldn't you put gunpowder in a more sturdy container? At first I was thinking of putting it in a metal container, but this gunpowder is special. I gave it special treatment. Is there some sort of connection behind that treatment and this cup noodle container? Yeah, the gunpowder in here is actually vacuum freeze-dried. Vacuum freeze-dried? So you froze it in a vacuum and dried it? Why would you do that? Is it freeze-dried for preservation? That's exactly right, Eon. So that means you freeze-dried gunpowder, then put it in here? Yep, I call it freeze-dried powder. You hardly even changed the name, and besides, is gunpowder something you can freeze-dry? I wonder. I never tried, so I wouldn't know. But the fact it's in a container like this means you can use it after putting hot water in it, right? Yeah, pretty awesome, right? Can you even use wet gunpowder? Yeah, that was concerning me too. Usually gunpowder becomes useless when it gets wet. Wouldn't putting hot water in here just make it not work? No way. I wouldn't put gunpowder that stops working when it's wet in a container like this. I see. I guess that's true. Exactly. Well, it's also kind of bothersome to have to use hot water every time, so you can also use it like this. So there wasn't any point to putting it in this container? Alright, and then we're going to make a natural BIOS, apparently. With burst bonus and song power enhancements. Alright. I like this song. And dance. This herb vinegar is really good. Oh, you like it? Yeah, if I had some salad, I'd put this on it and eat it right now. The flavor is good and the aroma is also wonderful. It's really relaxing. That's because I used herbs with that effect. This TX BIOS uses the power of herbs to enhance song magic. Now that you mention it, this really is a TX BIOS. It was so delicious I totally forgot. I went through a lot of trial and error to get the flavor and aroma just right. But don't use it all, okay? This natural herb class doesn't work unless there's herb vinegar inside. Wait, really? Yep, I know it's good, but you shouldn't use all of it as dressing. That's a little disappointing. It's so delicious. Is it really that good? Yeah, the flavor is refreshing and the fragrance of the herbs makes it really delicious. It sounds like a shame to only use in TX BIOS. Couldn't you just sell the contents separately? No, I couldn't handle that. Why? Do you not like herbs, Tatoria? I don't dislike them, but making things like this makes your fingers smell. I can't stand that. I wash them, but the smell won't go away, and there's always this faint smell of plants. You could wear gloves or find other ways around that. Maybe he doesn't want to. Okay. Oh, I don't like this girl. What's the matter, Vio? Is there something on my face? Nope, that's not it. It's just the more I look at you, you look just like Rin. I'm not this Rin girl you're talking about. I know, I'm sorry. But what a surprise. Who would have thought someone who looks just like Rin would be so close? It's true. I've been living here for quite a while, but I've never seen someone similar until now. That's actually pretty crazy, you know. If you live close by, you'd think you would have seen each other. I mean, when you first came here, you said you didn't even know of this store's existence, right? Yeah, because I rarely leave the house. What does that mean? Is it because you're sick? How's that possible? Look at how much energy she's got. No, Earth's is right. I've been sick since the time I was born, and my body's not as strong as normal kids. Really? I would have never guessed just by looking at you. I can talk, of course, but moving around is a bit much for me. Besides, even behaving normally, I can easily catch colds or a fever. That's why I spend my time indoors. I see. If you catch colds often, it must be hard without any cold medicine. I know how to fix it even without medicine, but if I had some medicine, I could cure it right away. Too bad there's no human medicine here. My medicine. It doesn't work, dummy. But you can't get cold medicine here. Have you used it? Wait, you can't get. Have you used it? That doesn't make much sense. Mother and father used to have some, and they would give it to me. But now we're all out, so I have to fix it myself. So mother bought medicine here the other day. She told me the pharmacy started carrying medicine, so this should help to ease the pain. Does a cold hurt that much? Yeah, it hurts, and sometimes it's painful. In bad cases, I feel nauseated. But the worst part of all is feeling lonely. Lonely? Oh, I know that feeling. When you're alone in your room because you're sick, you feel so isolated. That happens to you too? It happens to everyone. The pain from the cold certainly hurts, but so does the loneliness. Lonely? That does sound pretty sad. That's why I was mad at you for selling medicine that doesn't work, but now I don't know how to feel. Felly, you can't forgive this guy. You have every right to be angry. No, because if Tottoria didn't make a bogus cold medicine, I wouldn't have met everyone here. Tottoria, thank you for making that useless medicine. That's useless. I'm allowed to get mad here, right? Well, she is thanking you. I think you should feel happy about it. But you should also reflect on how to improve. That sounds really difficult. Perhaps. Damage enhancement. Actually, I'll put this on Hydro Flask and this one on damage enhancement. What do I have here? Hit, break, hit damage, hit burst. Let's actually not equip that and put it here on X. Okay. What other recipes you got for me, Tottoria? Never ends. Hey miss, do you have any food you don't like? Not that I can think of. That's what I thought. It's good to be able to eat anything. Speaking of which, what about you? Any food you can't eat? I want to eat Ion. That's a completely different kind of eating. Oh. Eh? Okay, we'll move on. Yeah, Ion isn't food. Not a very good joke. I don't think he means that literally, if you know what I mean. Huh? There's other meanings to eat? It's nothing, Felly. Don't worry about it. Why would you say something like that in front of a child? Anyway, likes and dislikes aside, let's talk about why we're really here. For example, someone with no likes or dislikes might not have a balanced diet, right? I'm going to come up with a recipe that addresses those issues. Yeah, it's not like we think about our nutrients every time we make a meal. Just wait till you see my recipe before you get too happy. Deliciously horrible. Huh? Why did you freeze up? Of course we'd freeze. What kind of a name is that? Deliciously horrible? What does that mean? It means it tastes really bad. Yep. I don't think I like the sound of that. You've got to eat everything if you want to grow up healthy. If you're too picky with your food, you won't have a healthy body. Those are human lessons, you know? I think it's more like parents' common sense than lessons. Well, then thank goodness for my blessed common sense. Why does it sound religious when you say it? That's another difference between Charles and humans. Charles have different relationships with parents. But I think something tasting really bad is completely different from liking or not liking something. I wish you would have arranged items that taste good. I wanted to, but it's difficult to come up with delicious, nutrient-packed food. The hard part is that most of the things that are good for you taste bad. I don't like things that taste bad. It could actually be good, maybe. Eh? True, and besides, it's still only a recipe. We have no idea which ones are bad. Exactly, and for all I know, they'll all taste great. Besides, I wouldn't intentionally make bad-tasting items, right? Keep your hopes up. Yeah, I shouldn't be afraid of it before I've made them. But doesn't that mean there's a possibility everything will taste bad too? Felly, you're going to confuse everyone, so let's just not mention that part. It's actually probably pretty likely that everything tastes pretty crummy. Alright, let's see what we can make. Freeze-dried powder, spice cathode, and oddly colored beans. Start with the spice cathode, I guess. Alright, enough of that. I hope I'm wrong, but is this cathode using chili peppers? That's correct, as I'd expect from Eon. This 7-spice device uses chili peppers and other spices. I would have preferred it if you complimented me for figuring out this thing is a cathode. Can this really be used as a cathode? All you did was poke wires into some spices. Vio, that's a terrible thing to say. I'd never give her anything that can't be used. Then wouldn't it be better to put a little more effort into making things? This is just fine. Besides, Eon isn't going to be the one using it. Robo Guy here is. I really like it, thanks tutorial. I'm glad you like it. I was worried I made the design a little too crazy. You're just using some spices. I don't think there was much design involved here. But would some spices really make attacks stronger? Of course they would. Have you ever tried putting peppers onto a scrape or a cut? Are you asking because you assume I have? Why would I do something that would just increase the pain? I don't think you even needed to ask that question. I guess that's expected. Well, since you understand that it would increase pain, that makes explaining things easier. When you attack an enemy using this, it also applies the capsaicin in the chili peppers to the area. Wow, that's pretty plain. You might call it plain, but capsaicin seriously hurts. Even if you didn't wound the enemy, it causes pain just by making contact with the body. Well, that sounds right. Something super spicy can cause inflammation, and it would itch for a while. If you underestimate this for just being some spices, you'll end up in a world of trouble. I see. You could say it could spice up your life. Huh? Wait, what? What do you mean? Nothing. I shouldn't have said anything. Oh. Alright, now let's make the overly colorful beans. I don't like that dance. This is so sweet and delicious, tutorial. Give me another one. Alright, I've got plenty, so eat as many as you want. Do you want one, Ion? I'll pass on that. I'm scared of candy made for the Charl. It's true that these flavors aren't meant for humans, so it might be a little harsh for you. But you might be able to handle these green ones for fairy types. What kind of flavor is it? To put it simply, it's pretty much the same as chewing on grass. I wouldn't like that. Oh darn, I guess grass flavor is no good. Humans don't normally eat grass, although it can be unexpectedly tasty when boiled. I noticed you two have only been eating the same color all this time. Why don't you eat the other ones? We shall have complete different kinds of taste among each type. But with this, it doesn't matter what types of Charl gather together, they can always enjoy something. That was the main idea behind creating these Charlie beans. What color do you enjoy? You and I like these green ones for fairy types. The unique sweetness from the grass is just the best. Yes, the more bitter the taste, the sweeter it becomes. It's sweeter when it's more bitter? What kind of flavor is that? If you're curious, why not try one? They're really good. If you eat one, you might get addicted. I'm afraid of that happening, so I'll pass. Smart choice, Eon. Alright, we'll take a little break there, and then continue with the marathon synthesizing, or so it would seem. Thanks for watching.